Hello everyone. So I understand this isn't the best video production and lighting. Please bear with me. I'm going to do the best I can. Video production is at the point of the video. This is. And what is this? Which, if I can keep it in frame, this is a Ruger Mark III 22-45 pistol. The bane of many people's existence. Just for the record, so everybody's happy. We are clear. You see that? I can stick my finger in the hole there where the magazine goes and get this in frame. Yeah, there is nothing. This gun is clear, okay? Now, this gun, and I'm going to shoot it into a barrel of sand. It's not loaded. This gun has been modified. It has a magazine disconnect to it, so I can assemble it without the magazine, but I'm going to use the magazine since most people do not have the Sam Lam bushing in there to disconnect it. So I'm going to take this thing apart, which there's tons of videos out for, but I'm going to do a step-by-step on the reassembly of it, which is where everyone gets stuck. So the first thing, and I apologize if this is not the best lighting, and I will try and keep things in frame. Open up that lever, pull it up, take it like so, pull it down. Your bolt will come out. You can take the gun itself and you can separate it out. This is the barrel, if you can see that. I'm trying to get it in frame. Alright, and this is the lower receiver. As you can see, hopefully, with this lighting, and you really can't, well, you can see it a little bit. This little deal, see how that pops up? If I put my finger over it, I'm going to wreck my lighting. That is the hammer. That is the problem when people reassemble this gun for the most part. Now, and again, I wish I had better lighting. I apologize. There's a piece of metal in there that's missing because of the magazine disconnect. I'm going to push that hammer down, and you don't see it, but it is down. So the first thing to reassemble this is try and keep this all in frame. Is we're going to slide this back on and push. Hear that snap? Alright, we got the barrel on the lower receiver. You would be surprised how many people do not take this gun apart, let alone break it down into the four parts of lower receiver, upper receiver, this piece of which I don't know the name, thingamabob, and the bolt. Bolt has a spring. If you can see it, that actually comes off, which I recommend. That breaks it down into 5 pieces. Alright, so how do we reassemble this thing? Alright, first thing we do, stick your pinky in there. Make sure that hammer's down. Alright? Take your bolt. Slide it in. See how that sits? So you can get the lighting there. See that? It's all the way in. It's out. That's in. Easy, right? Okay. Now this next part, you're not going to be able to see. But, yeah, it's not. You can see my fingernail going in. There's that groove. That's where this piece goes. This little lovely here. And there's like a, kind of like in the back of the throat, ulva, I think it's called, the piece that hangs down back of your throat. There's that. So what you want to do, you want to make sure that piece is sitting down. And I can see that it is, okay? I know you can't, but trust me, it's pointing, it's hanging down like this. You don't want it up like this, going this way. You want it down, okay? In this little groove here. Alright, cool. With me? Right on. Next, I put my thumb on the back. See that? Alright, I'm going to point the gun down. I'm going to switch to my index finger. I'm going to insert this. You can see that? Push in. Hear that snap? Okay, see if we can get this in frame. Got it? With me? Cool. This next part's really important. Keep your thumb on, alright? Keep this little piece now down in the handle. Bring this in. Well, it doesn't work. How come? Pull this out. Watch. Hear that? That was the hammer falling. That's the problem. That's what happens to a lot of people. So we put that in like so. Thumb over. I got my thumb over the back. I flip it up. I push in the trigger. This will slide right in. And I can close it. And see, that's not right because that little piece in the back of the handle isn't all the way down. That's the other issue you run into. So we'll free the hammer, make sure this is down. Now we're going to do it right this time. So it's the hammer and that little piece in the back are where most people get screwed up on this. So we put it in. This time I'm going to do it right. Okay. Put that in, pull the trigger, release the magazine, and that's it. I do it too fast. So, once again, this little arm that hangs down here will go back this way. That causes a problem. That's where the bolt will only go back so far like this. Okay? The other issue is the hammer will go up. So when you reassemble it, it's empty. Relax. It's empty. I know, everyone says that. It is. I can fire this without a magazine in it. That's because the magazine disconnect. So, again, what you want to do, we just take it down one more time. Okay, hear that? That's the hammer dropping. Now, I've already got the little piece down here, hanging down, okay? I wish I could keep this in frame better. Little piece is hanging down. Alright, you heard the hammer drop. So that's problem number one, we eliminated. The hammer is now flush. That's problem number two. We're going to flip it down like this because we want that little piece to stay here in the handle. We're going to insert this and hold down the bolt. Okay, that's in there flush. We're going to flip it up, put our thumb on the bolt, flip it up, put the magazine in, pull the trigger, slide that. Now you can see, maybe not, black on black, there's a lip right here from this, okay? And that's because the magazine is in. So I'm going to pull the magazine out, close that, and that's it. So it's a really difficult reassembly. It doesn't need to be, but it is what it is. It's a good gun. Breaks down into 5 pieces. Again, lower receiver, upper receiver, the arm piece, I don't know the correct name of it, I really should, the bolt, and then the spring. Break down your 2245. Don't be one of those people that just, oh, I fired 5,000 rounds through it and I never clean it. It works like a charm. No, it doesn't. These things aren't jacketed in their ammo. They're lead. They're messy. They're dirty. I put 200-300 rounds to this thing and I'm eating lead. It's blowing smoke back at me. Yeah. Good gun? Clean your damn gun. Really. People, learn to reassemble and disassemble this gun and clean it. I don't mean to lecture, but it's not that hard. Fire the thing, break it in, get a few millionths of an inch off these parts, they'll loosen up, get the magazine disconnect, it helps a great deal. You'll be fine, trust me. Alright? So I'm not going to take it apart. again, but I'm going to verbally break it down for you. So again, you've got it apart. You want to pull the bolt a little bit, drop that hammer, make it flush. You'll hear it go click. You know you're good. All right. That's one of the problems, is that hammer will sit up and then things don't work. The second one is that little, again, I'll call it ulva. I don't know if that's the right epiglottis. I'm not medical. I'm not sure what it's called, but that little piece that can either go straight or down. Make sure it's down in the handle. Alright, you got your bolt in, you know the hammer's down, this is down, great. Put the bolt in, hold it in, turn the gun this way, keep this little piece in the handle here. This whole arm assembly that fits in this groove, which I know you can't see, but you know what I'm talking about if you own this gun. A little funky piece, yeah. That goes in, and you're holding this down. You're holding your finger on the back of that bolt, and it'll pop all the way in. Okay. Then the next piece, so you want to put your thumb on it, because you're going to turn the gun upside down or straight up, right? So put your thumb on that bad boy in the back of the bolt. Flip it up. Now this back piece here will slide in that groove, but it won't go all the way. It'll resist. So what do? Take your magazine, insert that, pull the trigger. Alright, holding the trigger, release your magazine a little bit, pull the trigger again, and now just slide that all the way in, and that little arm piece here, that is this piece, you just shut. And that's it. And then you've got it reassembled. Cycle it. I can fire this without the magazine because of the magazine disconnect. I know some of you are probably freaking out. He's pulling a trigger on a gun. Yeah, I just disassembled it. There's no ammo in the room. We're fine. Alright? I'm very paranoid about guns, believe me. So, I don't want to hurt myself or anyone else. So, yeah, safety is important. I'm totally with you guys on that. I know some of you might be freaking, but please don't. So, that's pretty much it. How to assemble and reassemble this thing. It's kind of difficult at first, you know, especially when the parts are new. That's part of it. Firing it, breaking it in, keeping it fairly lubed, breaking a few millionths of an inch off. But the two biggest things is that little, and I know I've said it countless times in this video, but it is. The two biggest issues is that hammer, and you got to release that bolt, and hear it go click, and make sure that little, like, thing in the back of your throat, whatever that's called, make sure that's down in the handle. Do that. Keep your index finger on the bolt when it's down and you're putting that arm piece in, and then put your thumb on it and flip it over. That's the other thing, because that's the third problem, is this bolt will slip out just an eighth of an inch, maybe a quarter, and it's all jacked up. It won't work. It won't go together. That's the third issue. So hammer, the piece in the handle, keeping your bolt tight. If you do those things and you do the steps that I showed you, and again, I know this isn't the best lighting, best video production, you're gonna go together. So there you go.